Today we're going to be breaking down the top 10 most valuable Star Wars Funko Pops currently in my collection. Here we go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So continuing on with Star Wars Week, we have another exciting video here as I'm going to be breaking down my top 10 most valuable Star Wars Funko Pops currently in my collection. For the sake of today's video, I will not be including any Freddy Funko Star Wars characters, so none of those pops will be factored into my top 10, although I do have some pretty cool Star Wars Freddys. There's so many Freddys on the market now, they're just their own separate category, so we're only going to be focusing on the true to character Star Wars Funko Pops. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I also have two other pops that I want to show off to be included in this video. They do not have any numerical value to me. They are currently just two pops that I feel that deserve special mentions because they have a lot of sentimental value to me and they're one of a kind. So we're going to show those off towards the end of the video. Coming in at number 10, we have a really cool one right here, and it might be one that some of you guys have never seen before. This is the D23 pre-release Mandalorian pop. This came out in August of 2019 at D23. There wasn't a lot of publicity surrounding this pop. It kind of just dropped on the market very suddenly by Funko, and it was not confirmed as to how many of these actually hit the market. The only difference between this one and the common version of the Mandalorian here, just standing regular with his pulsar rifle and everything, is that D23 metallic shiny looking sticker. Now, unfortunately, with this pop having so much value, it's currently coming in at $480. A lot of people have taken the opportunity to make fake or unauthentic stickers of this D23 logo here, putting it on the regular pop and then, pawning off the common version of the pop as this one, which has significantly brought down its value. I was lucky enough to buy it right away when it first hit the market. I didn't know anything about Din Djarin. I didn't know anything about the Mandalorian show, which hadn't come out yet at that point. I just thought it was a really cool looking character. I'm really into Star Wars helmets and all the different characters and everything, so I knew it was just one I wanted for my collection, so I picked it up for much less than $480, but at one point it was going for well over $1,000, so thanks to all those fakes, it's come down by quite a bit. Moving on to pop number 9. Now we're going to start getting into some very valuable ones as we've already surpassed the $500 mark with this next pop. And some of you guys might be wondering, is this guy loaded? How does he have such valuable Star Wars pops? And no, by no means am I well off or anything like that. I've just worked very hard over the last decade. I've been collecting for a long time, and all of these characters have significant meaning to me, as Star Wars is something that's a big part of my life. I absolutely love all the shows, the movies, the stories, the character arcs and everything, and that's why I've worked so hard and spent so much time and energy going out and grabbing all of these specific pops for my collection. So number 9, from 2015 San Diego Comic-Con, we have the Unmasked Princess Leia Bouche. Now this one, they actually did a con sticker and a shared sticker version. The con sticker actually has the piece count on there, so she was limited to 1,008 pieces from that specific Comic-Con back in 2015. The shared sticker, so they split it, so there's about 504 of each sticker, although I had to get this version just because I think the con sticker just looks way better, plus it actually has the piece count on here. Now they also did a masked version of Princess Leia, so if you don't want to go out and shell out a ton of money for the unmasked version, you can pick up the masked version of her in her Bouche helmet for not very much money these days. But Princess Leia, awesome character, of course, awesome pop from the original trilogy, so had to have it for the collection. Next up, coming in at number 8, this is, I think, the most recent addition to the collection over the last 2 years here, and this pop is also I feel like the most limited piece that Funko has dropped in the Star Wars line in recent years, and I'm really hoping that they can come out with some more limited Star Wars pieces here in 2024, if not 2024, hopefully next year or the year after, because there's no shortage of Star Wars content to base pops off of these days. But we have the glow-in-the-dark holographic Obi-Wan. This was a Star Wars Celebration exclusive, and it is limited to 3,000 pieces. It also has a beautiful glow, which I will gladly put up on the screen for you guys. They added it to the 40th anniversary of the Empire Strikes Back line, which I think was fantastic. And this was also a weird one because it was from Star Wars Celebration 2020, which I don't believe happened. And then this pop you could actually only get if you won a write-in contest or a drawing through Funko. I was not lucky enough to win the sweepstakes for that. I actually had to wait and then pick this up on the aftermarket years later from another collector. But Obi-Wan, my favorite Jedi, so once again had to have this for the collection. And like I said, Funko, I think they need to step it up. I think we need some more Star Wars limited pieces for us to go out and chase. Coming in at number 7, we're going back-to-back with holographic characters here, which means back-to-back glow-in-the-dark pictures for you guys to enjoy. This next one is really interesting, and it's heavily sought after by several thousand collectors at any given basis around the world. This is the Dallas Comic-Con holographic glow-in-the-dark Darth Vader, and once again, I will throw up a glow picture of this one for you guys to enjoy. This one is currently trending at $660. Oh, I don't know if I said the Obi-Wan is currently trending at $540, so sorry about that. But $660 here for the holographic Darth Vader. This one is really, really tough for a lot of collectors because number one, obviously it's pretty valuable, but number two, unfortunately, it's been heavily faked, and I actually have a video right here on our channel breaking down a real versus a fake version of a holographic Darth Vader. So please, please watch that video before you go out and purchase this one because the value of this one fluctuates anywhere from $600 to $1,000 at any given point in time because of the amount of fakes on the market. It's actually a very easy pop to fake, and a lot of collectors think that as long as it glows and the glow looks good that it's a real one, when that's not necessarily the case. And also on top of everything going on, we've had Anakin Skywalker, of course, in a lot of recent Star Wars content, Hayden Christensen coming back to reprise the role, so that's ignited a lot of Darth Vader hype and a lot of people going out and trying to grab this one for their collection. So please, please, please do not end up buying a fake one because it's probably the worst feeling in the world as a collector when you realize that you've paid a lot of money for something that isn't authentic. So coming in at number 6, I'm actually shocked that this one is trending as high as it is, but nonetheless, it is one of the most popular characters all throughout Star Wars, especially from the prequel and Clone Wars era. And here we have Captain Rex, and I am lucky enough to have the con sticker of Captain Rex from 2018 New York Comic-Con. I was so hyped back in 2018 when this one was coming as an exclusive, and my only regret was I remember walking into Hot Topic and seeing shelves just covered in them, and I went out and grabbed like 2 or 3. I wasn't trying to grab a bunch, but obviously the value of this one has appreciated significantly as Captain Rex here with the con sticker is currently trending at $780. The shared sticker is also not too shabby, coming in at $360. That one's actually going to be the top hit in our mystery box this Saturday, dropping on our website, so very exciting for that. But Captain Rex here, there's actually a newer version of him in a 2-pack with Pong Krell, so I thought that was going to bring down the value of this one a little bit more than it has, but clearly not. A lot of people still want this version of Captain Rex, maybe because it's still the only Captain Rex in a regular pop box, not in a 2-pack or anything, but it really just captures the essence perfectly of his character. His helmet looks fantastic. It has all the tick marks on the side. He's got both of his blasters. This to me is just the peak of just epicness when it comes to Star Wars Funko Pops. So I really hope that Funko can make more epic characters in pop form like this because this is just truly beautiful, and I'm truly blessed to have this one in the collection. It took me a long time to find the con sticker of this one. Moving on to number 5, we actually are surpassing quadruple digits, and these next 5 are very valuable, and they were extremely tough for me to get for my collection. So this one in particular is a beauty. We have the Emerald City Comic-Con Han Solo as Stormtrooper, and this one was limited to only 1,000 1,000 pieces. And they did something unique with this one where they actually put the 1,000 limited edition piece count on the back of the box. They usually put it on the sticker, but I actually prefer that they do it on the back of the box because it allows the sticker to have the full, complete Comic-Con logo. And this is a really old one. This was from Emerald City Comic Con 2011, and it looks like we're not going to be getting any more Funko exclusives for Emerald City Comic Con, at least for the foreseeable future, which is definitely a bummer, but this one's clocking in at $1,000. It's a very, very tough pop to come by, and there's actually another one in this set, which I am also lucky enough to own, which we will be seeing in a few short minutes. But we're going to take a break from the Han Solo and Luke Skywalker Stormtroopers for a brief moment as we move on to pop number 4. Currently in my collection in terms of value, we have the San Diego Comic-Con 2019. Look at this one, Sith Trooper from the sequel trilogy. Now, the Sith Troopers were only in the sequel trilogy for a very brief moment in time. However, Funko was going to come out with this version of the Sith Trooper in mass production, but for whatever reason, it just didn't happen. So these 2019 San Diego Comic-Con versions were intended to be pre-release versions of the pop, and then they were going to, of course, come out with thousands of them. That never happened. So that has made this pop quite valuable, and I've heard it's rumored that there's only about 250 of these ever to exist. Now, I unfortunately was at New York Comic Con 2019 and I saw this at a booth for significantly cheaper than what I paid. I still wish I would have bought it, but nonetheless, the Sith Trooper is currently coming in at $1,030 in terms of value, so not too shabby, and with me loving all the troopers and everything, it was a must-have for my collection. Now we'll get back to the other original trilogy Stormtroopers here. Coming in at number 3, we have the Luke Skywalker Stormtrooper. Once again, limited to only 1,000 pieces from Emerald City Comic Con 2011. This one is a little bit more valuable than Han, obviously, and he's coming in at $1,060. I was lucky enough to acquire both of these, as I think that this is the best duo of Star Wars pops that Funko has ever made. I mean, come on, if you're going to make Han and the Stormtrooper, you have to make Luke as well, and I know these are holy mega grails for a lot of people, and it was the same with me. It took me a long time to track down both of these. I believe I got Han, and then I think like a year later I was able to pick up Luke, but definitely very grateful to have both of those in the collection, and be careful because I think I'm starting to see fakes of those leak out onto the market as well. Coming in at number 2 is a pop that took me a long time to find, and this is my favorite Star Wars character of all time, the Great Bounty Hunter, Boba Fett. But this isn't just any Boba Fett pop. This is coming in from 2013 San Diego Comic-Con, limited to 480 pieces. We have the Droids Boba Fett. This one is absolutely gorgeous. I have every single Boba Fett pop, I think with the exception of one. Really hoping to track that down at some point so the collection can be complete. And with the exception of, I don't have the 10-inch ones or the 18-inch ones. I should say every single regular size Boba Fett pop. But this one is very tough to track down. They also did the same version for Star Wars Celebration, which was over in Europe that year. I particularly like this version better just because it has the Comic-Con that happened here in the States. This one is currently trending at $1,600. It's really unique in the fact that it actually depicts Boba Fett in the classic color scheme that we saw him in briefly in the Star Wars Droids animated show in 1985. So that's why he is blue and yellow and has these kind of vintage Kenner looking like, you know, colors instead of his classic red, black, and green. So had to have it for the collection. It took me a long time to track down, but very grateful to have this one in particular because Boba Fett is my favorite character. Now, coming into my number 1 most valuable pop, I still have these other 2 special pops that I want to show off, but my number 1 most valuable pop is ironically, I think, one of the ones that's probably top 3 favorite in my collection out of its entirety. Coming in from 2012 San Diego Comic-Con, we have the the 501st Clone Trooper. Limited to 480 pieces. Once again, just a beautiful pop. It just has that classic Funko look and everything, and absolutely love the Clone Wars, Rebels, Bad Batch, prequels. Like, I'm all about the clones, grew up in that era and everything, and when I discovered that this pop existed years after it came out, I knew it was my #1 priority to go out and grab. So I believe I picked it up in 2017 as a birthday present for myself. I paid significantly less than what it's worth now, but currently coming in at $1,880. And this is one of those, I mean, all the ones that I've showed off today are pops that I'm never going to sell. But this one in particular, I would 1000% never sell, would save in a fire. This just means so much to me. And I know they're coming out with some more clone pops here in 2024, as they've come out with a few in 2023 as well. And I think it's fantastic. Bring on all the clones. I want all the clone variants, different action poses, different heavy troopers, different weapons. Bring it on. I want them all. Now, these next two pops I want to show off really quick. I have no idea what they're actually worth, but they have so much sentimental value to me because they were actually both gifts, and they're both autograph pops, and I just wanted to show them off. I am going to be, of course, showing off every single Star Wars pop in my collection this Saturday for our annual May the 4th collection tour video right here on the channel. So if you want to see every single Star Wars pop and soda in our collection, make sure you tune in on Saturday. It's dropping at 12 p.m. Eastern right here on the channel. Very excited for that video. You'll see every pop that we have. But this first pop that I want to show off is really cool because both of these pops are very unique. They were actually both gifted to me and they are so special. And I just want to shout out the two people that gave them to me once again. So thank you to you both. I am truly just honored to have both of these in my collection. Right here we have Ahsoka Tano, and this one of course is signed by Rosario Dawson. Right there you have her autograph on the front, but this is actually very unique and very special, and I believe it's one of a kind because it actually has a double inscription. On the side, it says his name is Grogu, and without Ahsoka, we wouldn't have known, you know, who Grogu was or what his name was, you know, as we found out in The Mandalorian Season 2. Obviously, we probably would have found out his name later on, but Ahsoka was the one to break down that barrier and give us a very critical piece of information that went from us knowing Grogu as just the child or Baby Yoda to him, you know, actually having his actual name in the universe and everything. So, very lucky to have this one. I just think it's a beautiful version of Ahsoka. She's got both her lightsabers and everything. Super cool, and I believe this is the version of her from Season 7 of the Clone Wars. Next up, this is the final pop that I want to show off for you guys. This is another beautiful one, another signed one. I know there's a lot of autograph collectors, you know, out there right now, so I figured this was a perfect time to show this off. It is another technically double inscripted pop, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. Here we have from the book of Boba Fett, Fennec Shand, signed by Ming-Na Wen, and I absolutely love the quote that we have here on the top of the box. She actually wrote, "It's okay to break the rules sometimes." And just like the Ahsoka pop, I am super blessed, super honored to have this as a, you know, a gem in the collection and everything, and I just resonate with that quote so much. It's okay to break the rules sometimes. So just wanted to show both of those off. Thank you to the two people that got them from me. I'm just still super grateful and super lucky to have those as a part of, you know, my Star Wars collection, which is, aside from my Freddy's, my favorite part of our entire collection. So guys, let me know what your favorite pop was out of my top 10 or one of the other two special pops that I just showed off. Let me know what your favorite was down in the comment section below. We've got a lot of other great Star Wars content this week, so make sure to tune in for all these videos. Our mystery box will be dropping Saturday at noon on our website, same time as the collection tour right here on the channel. And then we have our giant May the 4th Whatnot show happening 7 p.m. Eastern this Saturday night over on Whatnot. So very exciting. This is my favorite week of the year, and I'm so excited to be able to share in the love and the joy for this entire Star Wars franchise, as there's just so much excitement going on right now, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. So with that being said, don't stop shooting until you score, and may the Force be with you.